When I was 18, I had a picture in my mind of what growing up was supposed to look like. I imagined there would be a defining moment, a dramatic turning point, when everything would suddenly make sense. I thought confidence would arrive all at once, that I would wake up one day feeling certain about who I was and where I was going. Back then, I was the kind of person who hid my fears behind nervous laughter. I said yes when I wanted to say no, because disappointing people felt terrifying. I spent late nights searching for ways to become more confident, hoping for answers that would somehow change my life overnight. I had dreams and plans, but I also carried a lot of anxiety and self-doubt. Looking back now, I don't judge that younger version of myself. I understand her. I was her. What surprised me most was that the big turning point I kept waiting for never came. There was no life-changing speech, no sudden breakthrough, no dramatic moment that separated the old me from the new me. Instead, there were ordinary days. There were quiet mornings when I made my bed even though nobody would see it. There were small decisions to take better care of myself. There were emails I finally answered after avoiding them for weeks, only to discover that the terrible outcomes I imagined never happened. Nobody applauded those moments. They seemed insignificant at the time, but little by little, they were changing me. The growth happened so quietly that I almost missed it. I stopped apologizing for every small thing. I became more comfortable expressing what I wanted. I started doing things alone that once intimidated me, like going to the movies by myself. I had always assumed it would feel lonely, but instead, it felt freeing. I learned how enjoyable it could be to spend time with myself, without needing anyone else's approval or company. Later, I took a short solo trip. During the journey, I was convinced I had made a mistake. Fear followed me the entire way. But when I returned home, something inside me felt calmer. It was as if a small part of me had settled into place without announcing itself. Along the way, I learned how to sit with silence instead of constantly filling it. I learned that not every friendship is meant to last forever, and that letting go of certain relationships is not a failure. Sometimes it is simply an honest acknowledgement that people grow in different directions. Most importantly, I learned that I was allowed to take up space in the world. What nobody tells you is that becoming yourself is rarely about transformation. More often, it is about consistency. It is about showing up for the ordinary work of living. It is the therapy appointments you almost cancel, but attend anyway. It is the boundaries you struggle to express until you finally learn how. It is getting up after difficult days and trying again. It is choosing not to give up on yourself, even when progress feels invisible. When I was younger, I wanted growth to look impressive. I wanted a story with a clear turning point. Instead, I found something far better. A life that felt genuinely worth living. If I could speak to that 18-year-old version of myself today, I would tell her that she is going to be okay. Not because everything will magically work out, but because she will keep showing up. She will keep doing the small, unremarkable things that slowly build a stronger life. She will not wake up one morning completely fixed, but one day she will realize that the things that once consumed her no longer have the same power. The fears will not disappear entirely, but they will no longer control every decision. She will still overthink sometimes. She will still have moments of uncertainty. But she will learn to treat herself with more patience and understanding. She will stop fighting herself so fiercely. She will make peace with not having all the answers. Looking back now, I see that the most important thing was never becoming perfect. It was simply continuing to show up. Showing up on the ordinary days. Showing up on the difficult days. Showing up while scared, uncertain, and unfinished. The younger version of me thought she needed a dramatic breakthrough to become someone worthwhile. What she didn't realize was that every small act of courage, every ordinary effort, and every quiet step forward was already enough. And in the end, that steady, imperfect persistence turned out to be exactly what she needed all along.